Sikshayati, platform for eminent authors, engaging teachers, successful students. To know more, email. The object and consideration of a contract must be lawful. The object means the purpose of the contract. Consideration is the mutual benefit accrued to the parties. So both object and consideration must not be unlawful. A contract with unlawful object is void even if the consideration is lawful. Example: A let a Maruti car to be a terrorist, knowing that it would be used for unlawful purposes. The agreement is void due to unlawful object. The purpose of the contract is unlawful, even if the consideration is lawful. Agreements with unlawful object or consideration. Forbidden by law. An agreement for an act forbidden by law and punishable under criminal law or prohibited by special legislation or regulations is void. Example: A promises B to drop a prosecution against B for robbery, B having promised to get back the articles robbed. The agreement is void as its object is unlawful. Example: A promises B to get employment in railways and B promises to pay rupees 1000 to A. The agreement is void as the consideration for it is unlawful. Defeats any law. The agreement is void if the object or the consideration, though not directly forbidden by law, would defeat the provisions of any law. A, an employer, engaged B, an employee, at monthly salary of rupees 15,000. But to evade income tax, both A and B agreed that A would pay only rupees 10,000 as salary and rupees 5,000 as office expenses. The agreement is unlawful because though everything is legal in the eye of law, it would defeat the purpose of taxation. A was running a licensed liquor shop. The law forbids sale, transfer, sublease the license or creation of a partnership to run the shop. A took B into partnership. The agreement is void. Example: A leased B a flat at a rent of rupees 1200 a year. To avoid municipal taxes, agreement was drawn at rupees 450 as rent and 750 as maintenance expenses. The agreement is void. Example: an agreement by a debtor not to raise the plea of limitation is void. Fraudulent: an agreement made for a fraudulent purpose is void. Example: A, B and C enter into an agreement for the division among them of profits gained from a fraudulent act. The agreement is void. Injury: any contract resulting in personal injury or of property is void. Here injury means wrong, harm or damage. Person means one's body, property means movable or immovable property. Example: B borrowed rupees 100 from L and executed a bond promising to work for L without pay for a period of 2 years. In case of default, B was to pay interest at a very exorbitant rate and the principal sum at once. Held, the contract was void as it involved injury to the person of B. Example, an agreement between proprietor and printers of a newspaper to indemnify them against any charge arising from libels printed in the newspaper was held to be void. Immoral, an agreement the consideration or object of which is immoral is void. A married woman was given money to enable her to obtain divorce from her husband and then marry the lender. Held the agreement was immoral and the lender would not recover the money. Example, A agrees with B to let her daughter to live with B as B's wife without marrying B. The agreement is unlawful, being immoral. A lends money to B to help prostitution. After some period, A asks for return of money. Held the contract is illegal and A cannot recover the money. A firm hired out a carriage to a prostitute, knowing that it was to be used for immoral practice. Held A could not recover the hire charges as the agreement was unlawful. Opposed to public policy. Agreements which tend to be mischievous and injurious to the interest of public or which are against public goods or welfare are considered to be opposed to public policy and are void. Example, the consideration under a sale deed was for marriage expenses of a minor girl aged 12. Held that the sale was a void transaction opposed to public policy. Thank you for watching the video. Kindly write your comments. Click on the red subscribe button at the bottom of the video to get more details and free ebook. Email us.